Welcome to Popternative, where we dive into topical discussions from the worlds of pop culture, social media, and sports. Here is your host, Peter Remoliotis, aka PD Beats.
PD Beats here from Popternative, speaking to Hana Mae Lee about Habit, which is going to be available in select theaters and where you rent movies August 20th, and then digital and Blu-ray the 24th. Thank you for your time. Welcome to the show.
Of course. What's going on?
I watched the film. I mean, there is a lot going on in this film. I mean, when you read the script, did you notice that right away that it's packed? Like, there's a lot happening.
Yeah, I was very excited when I read the script because not a lot of films and movie makers kind of made a lot of references that Janelle did in the script, which made me very excited. And then I saw a lot of her work, which I was really kind of thrilled to see what she was going to produce with this.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, if you look at all the films and the shows and stuff that you worked on in the past, it's very different. There's a lot of different things you've kind of worked on. Is it safe to say you were hoping that something like that was going to happen? You do Pitch Perfect, Babysitter, Habit, or did it kind of just happen?
I always like movies that kind of explore the art or a little bit, I guess would be considered risque, but I welcome it. So whenever those things come, which is pretty rare in this industry, I feel.
Absolutely.
I kind of jump towards it.
Yeah, you go towards it for sure.
I dive in the wave.
in many ways, you know, the genre, I feel like, is kind of getting thrown out the window a little bit, where there's a lot of genre bending happening in TV and film right now. And in my opinion, I don't know if you agree with me, but Habit is kind of one of those films where there is a lot of genres kind of thrown in there. Did you notice that as well?
Yeah, I think it's a little bit more kind of there's a few that are more masked or kind of hidden, which is not in your face, which is, I love that even more than like, we're doing this to show you this. I feel like that's not happening in this film, which make it far the more interesting and fun. And so I do see a lot of those layers in this film, but I like that it's not like, they're not like, everybody noticed this and that's it. You know, it has like really fun moments that they point out, but it also has a lot of things that if you keep watching the movie or watch it again, you'll see different parts that might mean something else. And
people got a glimpse of what to expect in the trailer there's a lot kind of going on, and it's like you're watching the trailer and you're like, there's so much to kind of unpack just from the trailer. Takeaway wise, when they eventually get to watch the film, Hannah, what are you hoping they get out of it, takeaway wise, when they watch Habit?
I feel like with this film, I feel like the trailer is really fun, but the film itself, it has more of like an artistic breadth to how Janelle kind of constructed the whole thing. So, I mean, from the architecture to the costumes to, you know, the cadence of how everyone talks to each other in the film is very unique. And the trailer is great because it keeps people interested in, you know, oh, cool, you know, that's a heist and but the whole movie is just, you're in for a whole ride, a different kind of experience.
Does the art of like trailer making still blow your mind? Because that is like, it's so important and so on point.
Yeah.
And like, it is like the make it or break it sometimes.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's absolutely true, because it's like, what are you trying to achieve? I know you're always trying to get people's attention in trailers, but what's the message you want? Obviously, you want them to see the movie. So it's a fun and manipulative and wonderful kind of job.
You have, prior to Habit, worked on films that ended up being like more than one film, like a sequel and a trilogy. And I'm just curious, with Pitch Perfect and The Babysitter, I'm just curious in regards to what that is like for you as a storyteller when you have to play the same character in multiple films that are kind of like over time. Like, it's not like a show like where it's just like year after year. Like, it might be 3 or 4 years in the gap. What's that like for you? I'm just curious.
Sure. It's almost like kind of taking a trip down history lane a little bit, because the characters have not really aged per se. It might, like, as much as you have, like, you might have gone through a lot of growth or stayed the same, I don't know. But for me, I always love going back into character, because it's almost like a comfortable, like, cool pair of, like, I don't know, shoes or something that you just know what it looks like, and you know you're gonna feel in it, and you know how you like you walk in it, kind of thing. So with all those different characters, like with Babysitter with Sonia, I mean, like, I just loved it. I was like, please make her more psychotic and, like, make her fiercer. And for Lily, it's just like, what kind of crazy ass cat clothes is she gonna wear this time, and what, like, insane things is she gonna say? It's fun because they're so different, and you're just slipping back into that zone, which has always been quite fun for me. I really like it.
I automatically think of Babysitter a lot when I'm watching Habit, because it's like Hana Mae Lee, Bella Thorne, right? So well, so that's multiple films you've worked on with Bella Thorne, which is pretty cool too.
Yeah, it's really cool, because I think I met Bella when she was like 17 on Babysitter, and she's great. I mean, she's so talented and very versatile, and beautiful. Oh, so beautiful. So it's great. I like working with her a lot.
You know, in the Babysitter, you know, you talk about, like, you know, psychopath with your character, but I would use the term, like, relentless. Your character, especially in the first one, like, strong and, like, doesn't go away. Like, oh my God, he's still there.
Yep, relentless. Gotta get what she wants.
Oh, those movies are great. After working on a film like Habit, do you find that, because obviously, you know, a lot of people in the entertainment industry kind of gravitate towards kind of wearing many hats, and they go behind the camera and everything. I mean, this is a film that just has unbelievable cinematography, and the writing is very clever and really, like, in there. I find with this, do films like this make you want to maybe, like, motivate you to experiment, go behind the camera a little bit, and maybe write and direct, or do you want to just kind of focus on acting?
Well, I've been writing for a while now. I guess the problem, I don't know if it's a problem, but kind of something that I noticed how I am is I kind of move on to things a little bit too quick. So when I'm working on a script for like 8 months, and then I love it, and then I come back to it 3 months later and I hate it, I'm moving on to something else. So I guess right now I'm trying to find what has its staying power. What do I not only love but will enjoy working on for 3 years after the whole script and process is done? So absolutely, I think that when you have a vision and a story to tell, and no one can really tell your story how you want to say it, because, you know, everyone's individualistic. So definitely, to answer that in that was a long version. Yes.
For sure.
Most definitely. So yes, things are in the works, but I got to find that zone where I just feel like this is it, and I'm just loving this, you know, instead of something that's super trendy or just
100%. A lot of the characters in Habit are very complex. I feel like some of them, it's more evident how complex they are, and the others you kind of just have to continue watching the film to kind of unveil that they are really complex, and it's kind of like, what is going on type thing. You know, when you're all preparing for something like this, like, all your characters, you know, are in the film together, but you all are different in a certain way. Like, what's that like, kind of like preparing where, you know, together, you know, on screen, everyone's characters are different, but together it's just this big, like, I wouldn't say mess, but it's just craziness. You know what I mean? What's that like preparing for a film like this?
Well, I think with this film, because Janelle has such a specific style, and the way that her and Libby wrote the script is so kind of, you know, it has its cadence of how it's written. So even though I come in or Paris comes in, there's that, like, everybody has that same kind of cadence, which I think is so great that it was captured that way, and it worked really well, because the way we talk and the way we kind of move is just different than, you know, I guess your average other film, which also creates a nice style towards Janelle's film. So it was kind of like that was it, right, Janelle? Is that good? Okay, moving on. Okay, cool beans. So, but when I saw the film, it just worked so beautifully, and I think when there's always something new, you don't want to question it too much, especially if the vision is clear and you just do it the way they envision it, I think is probably, I don't know, worked here.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Before we wrap up very quickly, I did want to quickly say, I mean, Pitch Perfect. I mean, you know, your squad, Bella's, like, you are it. Like, I'm pretty sure you're responsible for the karaoke boom that happened around the world afterwards, where people saw the songs and the riff-offs and everything. Very quick, what's it like being part of that world? Very quickly.
It was cool.
Yeah.
It's been almost 10 years since we all met and started the first film. It's great to kind of see how we were back then to how we are now. 10 years is a long time in like a trilogy kind of sense, I feel too, but it was fun. I mean, it went from like, I didn't know too much about collegiate a cappella back then, but I read Mickey's book, which Pitch Perfect was based on, and I was just really kind of enamored with what all these a cappella groups do and all that. So
I mean, karaoke is not a cappella, but I feel like a lot of people watch the riff off, so we're like, I want to go do karaoke right now.
Absolutely. I've never done a real life riff off, have you?
No, that would be pretty cool though. The problem is you have to have people that can actually sing. Like, I would not fall in that category at all, right?
But it could be more fun if, like, you just, you just knew, even if people didn't know all the words and stuff. That's kind of what makes it fun, right?
Oh, absolutely.
You just had beef with people and you're like, riff off.
Yeah, absolutely. Hannah, thank you so much for coming on Popternative to chat about Habit. I really appreciate it.
Of course. It was so nice to be here. Nice to meet you, Pete.
So it's going to be coming out in select theaters and wherever you rent films the 20th, and then, a couple days later, 24th, Blu-ray, digital, all that fun stuff. Where can people follow you on social media to keep update with everything?
At Hana Mae Lee for both Twitter and Instagram.
Amazing. Well, this has been Popternative, youtube.com/Popternative for previous episodes. Until next time, this is Hana Mae Lee in Habit and PD Beats signing off.
Thank you for tuning in to Popternative. Make sure to check out our past episodes of Popternative on YouTube. Be sure to like Popternative on Facebook and follow us on Twitter.
This has been an Autograph Communications production.